What is up everyone? Today I'm going to show you how to install a 3D mounted GDEMU disc tray. Got this from AliExpress, and this comes with all the bits and bobs to keep your 3D GDEMU mount in place, and it has the SD card extender as well, which is very handy if you need to take out your SD card on the fly and add some more games to your Dreamcast. You can pick this up for pretty cheap. Sometimes you can get it as a bundle with the GDEMU. I got this separately. It also comes with a installation guide, which is handy. And all you really need is a Phillips head screwdriver. So let's go ahead and let's take everything out first. I've got this bracket here, extender, bunch of screws that we need, the 3D mount as well. Guessing you can like put another SD card here just as a backup to hot swap on the fly. We need to open this Dreamcast up. There are 4 Phillips screws around the sides, one hidden behind the modem here. So you just need to disconnect these. I'm sure you already know, if you already have a GDEMU drive, you know how to open one of these up. Just going to pop this open, remove that screw. Lift this up. Here's our GDEMU here. Need to figure out how this goes now, so let's have a look at the instructions. So first thing, I need to install the ribbon cable. So grab your SD card ribbon cable, and this only slots in one way. Kind of snaps into place. And then we need the 2 M2 5mm screws, which are the pointy ones. These are to secure the ribbon cable in place so it doesn't wobble around. So I already have some standoffs here which I need to remove. I'm pretty sure I need to connect this bracket next. So I removed my SD card and those standoffs here. Got the bracket, pretty sure it's this way. And these should line up with the holes on the GDEMU. Now I need to take these M3 screws. I've got like a flat end, 5mm. Just screw these on. One on each side. It's not telling me to put a screw here, so I'm just going to leave that for now. I'm guessing that will just sit here. Next I need to install the SD extender. Just slide that in the slot. It should look something like this. You need to flip it this way, I think. You need to line up these holes with these here. So line it up with the bracket. I forgot how this goes already. The GDEMU button should be like where that hole is. So if you line that up, make sure the ribbon cable isn't like twisted too much. And then you can screw on 4 screws on each side here. These are the same screws as I used earlier. All of our screws are nicely snug on either side. This doesn't look like it's going to go anywhere. The only annoying thing is if you have to like reconnect this SD card, then I think you have to take this off. Maybe you can squeeze it in there, but it seems a bit awkward. Now all we have to do is connect it back up. So one long screw on the front. And a small screw on the back. We can cover this hole with this 3D printed logo. So I guess that just slots in here. Oh, maybe I should have done that before. So I can't just slot it in for some reason. Here we can have like a spare SD card so you can hot swap, which is actually really good because the more games you load on an SD card, I mean these are supposed to only be compatible with 256 maximum, recommended 128 gigabyte, else the more games you have the longer it takes to load. So it's a good idea just to hot swap some games. I think this just goes this way. It clicks in, which is good. And hopefully this connection is stable, else I might have to rejig this. The benefits of having this 3D printed tray is the airflow. So you only have one little fan on the Dreamcast, and I think this pulls air in, but the airflow will go around and it won't make a hot spot in the middle. So I found that without this tray, it used to get really hot in the middle of the Dreamcast to play with the disc tray open. I don't have any other mods on here. I don't have like I haven't changed any capacitors on the power supply, and I don't have a Nocta fan, even though that doesn't really do much apart from make it quieter. And I don't have any heat sinks on the GDEMU, so this is one way of getting good ventilation and airflow in your GDEMU Dreamcast. Alright, so I've managed to put the button back in, and it actually does act as a button. I just thought it's for display to make it look nice, but yeah, well, it didn't take long just to like slide this underneath, and that is pretty cool. I do like that. So all I have to do now is put everything back together. I think it completes the look of the GDEMU because I did have problems having to reconnect this several times. It was a little bit loose. It wasn't really screwed on. So this has a solid connection. Just gonna make sure these pins are touching because sometimes they have bad connections over here. Let's go ahead and put everything back together. Here's the Dreamcast with the GDEMU tray. Seems to be running pretty well, and absolutely no issues with it loading up. And here's all of my games. Pretty much loaded this 256 gig memory card to the rim. There's no space for any more games, but now that I have a spare slot for having more games, I'm gonna fill up another 128 gigs. Another thing that's really good about this tray is that it just makes this look more complete rather than a hole just like in the middle of the Dreamcast. And yeah, you can pick these up for pretty cheap. AliExpress for £5, around that sort of price. Highly recommend if you just got yourself a GDEMU drive without the tray. So there we go. If this tutorial has been useful for you, then please give it a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you again on another video.